Every successful CEO gets to this moment. The company grows faster than the story that built it. You're evolving, hiring, adding markets, expanding capabilities, all good things. But your message, it's still describing the version of you that existed 2 years ago. You feel it in subtle ways. The website doesn't quite match who you've become. The sales decks feel a little off. Your team is still telling the old story and you cringe every time you hear it. Meanwhile, buyers don't see the depth you've earned. Partners don't grasp the scale you've achieved. And competitors who sound bigger start overtaking you even when you're objectively better. See, that's the danger of growth without narrative evolution. Your business moves forward, but your story stays behind. And every month you delay, that gap costs real money, real time, and real opportunities. The market doesn't see your progress. It only sees your presentation. And no matter how strong your team or your results, the world still decides what level you play at based on how you communicate. If your story doesn't evolve at the same pace as your company, your brand becomes a bottleneck. It stops being a growth engine and it starts being an anchor. I worked with a CEO whose company had tripled in size. New clients, new services, global expansion, a success story by any measure. But every time they presented, prospects responded with, "Wow, you guys seem small but mighty." It's not a compliment. It's a red flag. Their visuals, message, and tone were still stuck in startup mode. So instead of being seen as the authority, they were being perceived as the underdog. We rebuilt everything from the inside out. We updated their story to reflect their current sophistication, not their past hustle. We reframed the narrative from scrappy disruptor to trusted partner. And we replaced technical proof points with business outcomes the buyer could instantly see value in. Within a month, the conversions changed. The conversations changed. They had the same offer, they had the same product, but the perception had shifted from impressive small player to the obvious choice. Your company's story should evolve as fast as your success does, because the market doesn't reward who's working the hardest. It rewards who looks like they belong at the next level. If your messaging still sounds like the company you used to be, your story is costing you scale. If you've outgrown your story, but the market hasn't caught up, it's time to close that gap. Book a 30-day clarity sprint and let's rebuild your story so it matches your reality and it wins like it. Because the world won't see you as the leader until you start sounding like one.